The first few issues focused on this prototype is how to increase the visibility and accessibility of librarian meetings and archive requests. There are two main entrances within the library. These are the ones from the stairs area, which are in the middle of the library, or the ones from the elevator. So, when students first enter the library, the first two areas that they take notice in at first are the Research Help Desk, which is over here, and the Fulfillment Desk, which is also known as the main desk. Librarian meetings and archive requests can only be accessed and booked online. The problem here is that there's no indication in the area that these services exist in the first place. With the archives itself, it has very limited hours, and students are not even able to send in-person requests. This brings the solution of adding more banners up and making the signs bigger. Over here, this is a prototype version of an improved research support desk. The research support desk is known for its research, but nowadays is known as the help desk. Over here, the main sign for the research support desk is a lot bigger, and the desk itself has a banner talking about the opportunities and services the library offers, mainly the booking librarian meetings and the archive requests. This improves the area a little bit, as the moment students walk through the door, the first thing they will see and take notice of are these main signs. This helps new and current students to find out these services exist in the first place once they first enter the library, and they are able to quickly go to the research desk and ask about them, no problem. I will be talking about signs and banners a lot more in my prototype, especially for different services. But another way we can utilize signage within this area is by putting them on the elevator doors. So here are some photos of the elevator doors on the first floor. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of quotes, a lot of imagery on the doors, and by adding posters of the different services, especially on the right hand side of the door, we are able to communicate to students as they wait for the elevators. Because students are waiting for the elevators, it gives them enough time to read through each information and think about what they want to do before they enter the library. Another problem within the library is how students are unaware of being able to borrow school supplies, like phone chargers and calculators, as well as them overlooking simple items, such as staplers, scissors, and hole punchers. Calculators and phone chargers are usually hidden behind a fulfillment table to not be seen. Here are some photos showing how they are stored. There are also no signs in the area that these are available. Workers at the desk don't usually communicate about this at all either. So, for staplers, scissors, and hole punchers, they are usually here in a very small corner of the library. When students usually use them is when they use the printers. Students enter and they go to the very right side of the library to start printing whatever they need. But by the end of it, when they do need these items, they tend to walk past it. This is because this table is very, very small, and the corner it is placed in is kind of large. So as students walk by it, it's not even in their field of vision. What ends up happening is students ask help at the fulfillment table, only for them to turn back and see that they are available. It's a very long process and a very long journey, which causes a lot of frustration for both the mid-end workers and the front-end users. A solution for this is to take advantage of the fulfillment desk's second table, this one right over here. Here are some photos of the table. As you can see, the table is a lot lower compared to the main one, but it feels a lot more open and approachable. So, the calculators and phone chargers could be placed in a bin. These will represent the bins, and be placed on top of the table. Staplers, scissors, and hole punchers can also be placed in the bin near the corner. And this allows students to see that the items are actually available. Placing the items in the bin on the table makes it easier for students to see what items are available, what they can use, and what they can borrow. We can also add one of the kiosks from the main entrance over here, so students can grab items, scan them, and be on their way by using them. Any concerns of theft can be solved by placing a worker or having a worker stationed in this area. There are actually 2 workers already stationed within this area, so any theft or stealing is no problem at all. This layout makes it easier for students to see what is available. As they enter the library, the first thing they notice, again, is the fulfillment table. But as they walk through it, they also notice the items that are available. Students can grab one item from the bin, scan it with their Avro card, and be on their way while using it. I've also added some signs on the walls behind the fulfillment desk to show that these are available in the first place. One facing the entrance of the library, another one facing the other open space. This is another area of the library I've decided to work on. So, this area is on the very far left corner of the library. The library offers multiple CDs, DVDs, comics, fiction books, and much more physical leisure items. The main issue here is how these are placed in many hidden areas, like behind other shelves, secluded places, and so much more. We can actually benefit from this space by turning it into a designated leisure area where students from time to time can come relax on the sofas. These are the shelves of the oversized books, and these are the sofas. Right here is one of the layouts of the area. As you can see, I've also added a sign calling the relaxation station. One of the shelves, the oversized bookshelves, is placed at the front of the area to show a little bit of a separation from this part of the library to the actual main part. So, students can come into this area, walk in here, and look at all the CDs, DVDs, books, which are on these little shelves now, or any of the oversized books, and sit and relax. There are some little sofas in the corner if students want more privacy, but a main table if they want to relax with other people. This is another layout where all the shelves are on the sides, while there are more tables and spaces for group relaxation times. Students can still walk in, leaf through tables, and take a look at all the selections that they have, or sit on one of the areas and just relax. One of the last solutions for this problem is the research support desk. So, as I said before, as students walk up from the stairs or from the elevator, the first thing they get to see is this specific table. However, on the pillar over here is a banner showing the school supplies and the leisure items and what direction they are both in, directing students to the area these items are in the first place. This banner really helps, as like I said, since students see the research table support when they first come in, they are able to see this sign as well. Another solution for these problems is updating Humber Library's website UI. The original screen and flow for booking meetings and requests shows a cluttered screen full of text. It's very easy to miss a link for booking a meeting, and there's no way to send in requests for archive help in this section of the screen. This is a UX prototype I made for a better application process and experience. Users get to go into Research Help and quickly access the various research options and support. The larger buttons provide a simple access to what they need, and after clicking the button, students are sent to the booking screen without wasting any time. Another solution for these two services is updating the kiosk. The kiosk is an easy way to look at most of the library's services. It is placed right beside the research support desks, and students can access the kiosk on their own whenever they need. Right now, it only includes the study rooms, book search, and textbook search. This is an updated prototype of the kiosk screen where I included the librarian meetings, archive requests, and item borrowing. Adding these additional options helps provide more information and help for students to access these services. The Research Help button brings a similar experience as the website. Once the button is pressed, students can pick between these two options, librarian meetings or archive requests. Finally, they can access help through booking and signing up with their email, just like the library website, seen over here. For item borrowing, I made a UI that is very similar to the screen when students book the study room. So, this section shows the items students can borrow and even reserve for a future date. It even gives updates on how many items is reserved and available at the moment. Over here are buttons where students can choose between either one, and once they do, I'll give them instructions on when they want to reserve it and when they want to borrow it. You may have noticed the tablet section in the previous wireframes and the previous prototypes. So, the kid tree or tree corner is an area of the library that is specifically aimed towards children. When kids visit, they are able to use the area to play in or have fun in. Nowadays, mostly students use this area as another place to do work or simply relax in. This leaves the library to store unused toys, books, and most importantly, tablets. Tablets were used for games but now collect dust on the shelves. There are many opportunities, but besides the area itself, the library can allow students to use their tablets to watch shows and movies through the streaming platforms provided. This is a low-fidelity wireframe and prototype on the process of students using these tablets. Like all items and resources in the library, students can log in with their ID, password, and school account, and once they do, they are able to access Criterion, Alexander Street, Canopy, and AudioZine. All of these are a few of the streaming platforms Humber provides, and as you can see, once they click on a certain section, it puts them immediately towards the website, allowing them to watch movies, shows, and much more. The process of borrowing and using tablets is the same way as borrowing school supplies. Over here, I switched to the prototype again to show the physical experience of students borrowing tablets. So, instead of using bins like these three over here, the library can use shelves, seen at the very back over here, to place the tablets on. This ensures the safety of the tablets, and students are still able to see and borrow them just by asking the worker. Over here, if you noticed before, these are more signs showing that the tablets are available. Like borrowing items, it's a similar process. Students walk up to the library, they see the signs, and instead of grabbing the items from the bin, they can go up to the front here, ask help from workers if they wanted to borrow a tablet, and the workers themselves will scan it and hand it to the student. Like all other items in the library, there are rules and they can return it by the end of the day, but this just shows what it would be like when students are allowed to use the tablets. Going back a little bit to the physical experience, another solution for optimizing the tree corner is the library staff hosting movie nights. Movie nights can bring in more students to the library and show how the library is not just a place for research or education. This is the original layout of the library. These are the sofas in front of the large windows, and these are the smaller ones where students can sit on. There are a few tables on the sides where students can do research on, and these are the kiddie tables. These shelves over here represent the kids' shelves, and yeah. So, by switching up the original layout and even adding more sofas and televisions, we can get this. This is one of the layouts for the tree area of what could happen if the library decides to do a movie night. Over here, some of the sofas are moved back a little bit, and some individual ones are moved forward. Tables are still in the same area, so students sitting on them or using them can stay there, and the TV is placed for everyone to see. This is another version of what it would look like if we have a movie night. Instead of having all the sofas here, they're all over here, and because these tables can never move due to the wiring, we can still keep them there but have it as a space for students to stay there. The reason why this is so important is because the tree area is already kind of used as a leisure space. Having a movie night also brings opportunities to show off the available streaming services, CDs, DVDs the school provides through this event. This forms also a lot more communication between workers and students and brings more relaxing opportunities and events for the users. The final solution to help bring more awareness to these services is improving the onboarding experience. Managers and librarians take the time to inform students about the library's benefits and services within the student's first year of being in Humber. This is a great opportunity to incorporate discussions about the smaller services, showcasing the various solutions I just mentioned, highlighting both digital and physical processes as well as how students can access them. Bringing a better communication around these topics can enhance the overall library experience for students. To improve this service, Humber can add a section within the student's My Humber account. And this is my prototype once the library is added. Over here, students can click on Services. And not only do they see Humber Parking and Locker, but now they see Humber Library. So, this details all the services from borrowed items to booked meetings, and so much more. This brings a personal connection towards the students, even when they are away from school. Over here you can see the borrowed items section, librarian meetings, archive requests, streaming services, and so much more. That concludes all the possible solutions and prototypes I have. Thank you so much.